Personality assessments can be looked at from three different perspectives. Beliefs, things like competitive, collaborative, creating, controlling. What do you believe will get you ahead in life? Temperaments, which seem to be more built in. Maybe you act more like a designer, a coach, a server, or a builder. And then there's behaviors. A driving behavior, an analytical behavior, expressive, or amiable. A team of people will have a variety of beliefs, temperaments, and behaviors. For instance, a person with a competitive belief system, a driving personality, and yet builder temperament will think differently, look differently, and act very differently than someone who tends to be more of a collaborative, amiable coach. Using one or more of the Interact personality assessments will help you to better understand how and why your team acts and reacts the way that it does. We do have one word of caution, however. It may be tempting to use as many personality assessments as possible to get a complete picture of your team. And while knowing the pattern of the team on one or even two of the assessments may be very enlightening, too much information across several assessments will cause more confusion than it's worth. So if we really should limit our assessments to one or maybe two, how do we choose the best assessment for our team at the moment? Remember that each assessment takes a slightly different view of each person. Therefore, it will create a different understanding for the team. We can look at beliefs, we can look at temperaments, we can look at behaviors. Which one do we choose? To help us figure that out, let's take a look at them one at a time. Competing values, which was first developed at the University of Michigan Business School, indicates that within each of us and within a team, there is a constant battle and balancing of four basic beliefs. Some people will believe that collaboration is the best approach to reaching our goal. They need to collaborate. They want to build relationships. They want to accomplish things together. Others on the team will take a creation point of view. They would like to innovate, to create something new, to think outside of the box, something that nobody's seen before. Others on the team will have a very controlling belief system, the need to be in control, to be in charge, to do things their way. And almost every team will have a very competitive element to it, the need to win, the need to be our best, and to be unbeatable. Temperament is built on the concepts of the Myers-Briggs model. The four internal and mostly invisible modes for decision-making include things like the here and now. People who have this as their primary mode make decisions that are driven by what's going on today, what do we know right now, what are the facts as we know them. At the other end of the scale, there are those with the primary function of future possibilities. Their decisions tend to be more based on future concepts, how things should look, and how things should behave in the future. At the top of the chart, there are those who are led by logic. Decisions must be logical, rational, and based on fact. And then at the bottom of the chart are values. The people who reside in this part of the chart make their decisions based on honoring the values that they hold as a team and as an organization. The behavior assessment is built off the social styles research. Many of you may have been exposed to the DISC assessment, which has the same root research as this does. It reflects largely our external behaviors. These are the things that people see and observe and probably would even describe us as. The four characteristics here are analytical. This person exhibits very detailed orientation. They tend to be very organized. They'll weigh the alternatives. Often they're technically oriented as well. There's the driver who takes an external focus of being quite forceful at times, but very results oriented. They tend to act very quickly, and they're not afraid of confrontation. The amiable seems almost the opposite. They tend to be very warm, cooperative, attentive, and people-oriented. And then finally, there's the expressive social style. Very fast-paced, outgoing, enthusiastic, direct, and open in their behavior. So after looking at each of the three assessments and what they measure, how do we then finally choose which one is best for our team? It's been our experience through the years as executive consultants and coaches that starting with what we call the hidden aspects first tend to be the most revealing. This means starting with the assessments of beliefs and temperaments. These are the characteristics that are not visible on the surface. They tend to be deeply embedded in our personality and our background. And often getting this out in front of the team and sharing it with each other tends to be incredibly revealing and helpful in team dynamics. But even after the first assessment, if the team is still having difficulties, sometimes it can be very useful to add the behavior assessment. We don't believe that leaders or team members actually have bad intent. Everybody wants to do a good job, but actions often don't align with intent. It almost always takes an assessment or some direct feedback for individuals to help understand how their behavior does align or doesn't align with their intent. We all have blind spots. Ralph may see himself as an expressive, amiable type, but as others look at him, they tend to see more of a driver first, followed by that expressive type. This leads to very different understandings between Ralph's self-assessment and the assessment from others. If Ralph can understand this, he has a much better chance of aligning his actions with his intents. We trust that this explanation of the Interact assessments help you to select the right assessment for your team. But don't hesitate to contact our customer success team at gpsforleaders.com.